Hi YouTube. Okay, so I'm sitting in my favorite corner. Do I love my hair? No. But I wanted to talk about the not so good things about homeschooling an only child. I posted yesterday. Yes, I think it was yesterday. About the good things. Okay, so these are not so good things according to my personal experience. So, obviously, no sibling time. So, what a wonder it is, in my opinion, to have an older sibling teach the younger sibling or take them out for bike rides or hang out and do crafts together and all those things. I think that is a privilege and it's a great thing. So with that being said, an only child does not have that opportunity. Um, the second thing is reestablishing boundaries. What I mean by that is because it's just me and her and my husband, just reestablishing boundaries in terms of time, space, um, just having a schedule, making sure that it's still intact. I feel like I'm having to do that often because she doesn't have anybody to entertain her. She's having to do that for herself. The third thing is, sorry, is loneliness. And this is a huge one, which I can probably expand on in a whole other video, but just being lonely at times. So if you as a homeschool mom or dad don't have connection with other homeschoolers outside of your family, it can get pretty daunting and pretty lonely. We just came from a season where we were enduring that, where we didn't have a whole lot of connections just because of where we were locationally and also just where we were in a season in our lives. We were very, unfortunately, isolated, and it was really, really hard. So there's that. Another thing is you could cost possibly more money. And what I mean by that is because she's an only child, you may want to put her in more things, more swimming, more soccer, more ballet, more gymnastics, and those things could cost more money. In efforts to try to seek more socialization, more connection, that could be a possibility. Of course, you can find free things or discounted things. There's that, but still, time and money. The fifth thing, which is the biggest thing, is other people's opinions. Um, this is the biggest thing because other people assume doom and gloom. I've had people say things about Riley because she is an only child, about homeschooling, and it's kind of doom and gloom and negative. Just being able to kind of push that aside and push that opinion aside is just really important. But that does happen. So those are my 5 experiences of the not so good things of homeschooling an only child. I did want to say, how should I say this? The payoff or the good things against those not so good things is Riley has had to find ways to be creative. So because she doesn't have a sibling, or because we've kind of been isolated at times, she's had to find ways to be creative, and she's one creative child. She's always doing things, painting things, creating things, cutting and pasting, listening to music, dancing, doing skits. She's very, very creative, and I really appreciate that about her. Um, Another thing is she just has to know how to use her time. So we have a schedule for her because she doesn't have other people to bounce things off of. We kind of have scheduled out her day. Sometimes it's loose, sometimes she follows it, sometimes she doesn't. She kind of knows what she's doing. Right here, she gets to watch TV. Right here, she listens to music. Right here, she can play. Right here, she does her chores. Right here, she reads books. So she kind of can have a way. She follows something every day. Another thing, the payoff, the not so good, is knowing when to hear people's opinions. You might hear them, but it doesn't have to dominate and dictate your life. So yeah, we've had to have this conversation before where, somebody actually told her that she is lonely. She must be lonely. And I've talked to her about this, and I've talked to her about a response for these people, and I've also had to respond to them as well. Just speaking negativity into my daughter's life or my life is not acceptable, and just knowing how to stand up and say that. So those are my payoffs. So again, if you have any questions, this of course is my experience, but let me know your experience below. Okay.